There are very few players in the NBA who can do what Rob Dillingham can do with a basketball.
And between the legs, he's shifty. Money! Here's Dillingham down the leg! Sure. Dillingham has chemistry with Luka Garza.
Absolutely.
Oh, no, look!
In case you aren't aware, Rob Dillingham is not yet an NBA star. He's not yet even a consistent NBA player. But despite only being 20 years old, on a team looking to compete for a championship, Rob Dillingham is going to be a huge X factor for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And there's one very simple reason for that. No one else on the Wolves can do what he does. Just watch him here against Josh Hart, sizing him up. Rudy sets the screen, he draws both Knicks defenders, and has the awareness to throw the lob over the top of his head to the trailing Rudy. Or in this play where again he gets the screen from Rudy, but this is the intelligence of Rob. With Gafford sliding to cover Rudy, look at that quick whip pass to Ant for the three. Or watch on this play as Reed gives Rob the ball at the top of the key. He slips the screen, but instead of passing it over Boucher, he gets around Boucher with his speed, and then it's a pinpoint dime to Nas for an easy bucket. This is what Rob Dillingham does, which no one else on the Wolves can do consistently. He uses his quickness, his handle, and his vision to create looks both at the rim and from beyond the arc. And what makes Rob's playmaking so valuable to a team like the Wolves is he can also do this alongside their superstar Anthony Edwards. Like here, where Ant gets the pick from Rudy. Brooks starts to help over, so he kicks it to Rob, and there is the combination of speed and touch to blow past Brooks and a perfect lob to Rudy. And when I say no one else can do what Rob Dillingham does, obviously Anthony Edwards has gone from a player who was criticized for his lack of playmaking to an all-around superstar who can score from every spot on the floor, playmake, defend. He can do absolutely everything. But outside of Ant, this is a team that really struggled to create offense off the dribble last season, and in particular against that dominant defense in Oklahoma, it came to the fore, where they were loading up on Ant and just letting everyone else try to beat them. Now, expecting a 20-year-old in his second season to change that might seem crazy, but I'm not the only one who expects that. Clearly, the Wolves expected a lot from Rob Dillingham when they decided to trade an unprotected 2031 first-round pick and a protected 2030 first-round pick for Rob in last year's draft. Not only that, but also increasing their luxury tax by $30 million in the process. That is the belief they have in Rob. And when you hear what Chris Finch said at the end of the season, that belief hasn't changed one bit. I think Rob has a good feel now for what the NBA is like. I liked his defensive growth more than anything. I think offensively, he's got to simplify his game. He's got the ability to get to the heart of the defense and create pace and make plays from those spots on the floor. We desperately need that. You heard him, desperately need that. This is what I mean when I say Rob Dillingham is the X factor for this Wolves team. They know his playmaking, his qualities bring a different element to this team that they don't quite have right now, with the aging Mike Conley, Dante DiVincenzo not quite having the playmaking or ball handling of either of those guys, and even losing Nickeil Alexander-Walker. It is all set up for Rob to have a season in which he has a lot of responsibility to do what he does best. And it's not just about his playmaking either. He is a guy that can score the basketball. I mean, you don't have that kind of handle, that kind of shiftiness without being able to use it to score as well. This is someone who is putting up numbers in college. He is someone who shot 44% from three during his year in college. And whilst he didn't have the best numbers during his rookie season, there was one stretch during last year where he got consistent minutes. He played every game and got opportunity every game. And during that stretch, he averaged 7 points and 3 assists per game on decent efficiency. And I know those aren't mind-blowing numbers, but that was really the only stretch of uninterrupted play he had, and his efficiency went up, his volume went up, his scoring, his playmaking, everything went up. There is a reason all of the top Rookie of the Year candidates pretty much every single year are on terrible teams. Not just because of more opportunity, but continuity is such a big factor. Rob even talked about it himself. The amount of basketball I used to play to what I've been playing now, it's like you work out a lot and you don't get to show it, and you feel anxious a bit. I'm just anxious. Not that I'm not confident, I'm always confident, I'm just anxious to play. This is just the reality. These guys go from playing 40 minutes every single game, having the ball in their hands every single play of every single game, to sitting on the bench half of the season. It is an adjustment that takes time. But I think this season, with the moves the Wolves made, or more so the lack of moves the Wolves made, he is going to get that opportunity, and I think he's going to thrive as a result. Because getting back to his game as a whole, he has so much to his game, and his three-point shooting is going to be a swing skill. Just watch these two clips, where Gobert sets the screen, Christie goes underneath the screen, and from about 28 feet, Rob casually pulls up and knocks down the three. The very next play, Gobert sets the screen, and again, this time Koloko doesn't step up, and Rob makes them pay. Like I said, he shot 44% from three in college. This is someone who can shoot the basketball. And it's not just about the shooting efficiency, but it's what this does for the rest of his game. There's a reason a guy like Koloko doesn't want to step up against Rob Dillingham. It's not because he can't shoot at all, it's because he will get fried off the dribble if he gets close to Rob. So you have to make that defender uncomfortable in that situation. And if he starts becoming a 40% three-point shooter, Koloko's going to have to decide, do I want to give that guy an open three-point shot, or am I going to get burnt off the dribble, allowing him to get to the rim and either score or kick it out to a teammate, exactly what the Wolves want him to do. And it starts with being a reliable jump shooter. And if you want an idea of how quick he is and why a guy like Koloko doesn't want to get near him, look at him here in transition against Alex Caruso. He goes between the legs, driving right past him, and then he's smart enough to come back inside and shield the ball from Caruso for the lay. That is what he can do offensively. Then there's obviously the defense, which above all was the reason Rob didn't get consistent minutes last year. Now, you did hear Chris Finch mention that that was the most impressive part of Rob's improvement last year, and he really did show a willingness to defend. He showed effort, he has quick hands, but the reality is he's undersized, he's not strong, and rookies generally aren't going to be elite team defenders either, compared to a guy like Conley, who has been in the NBA for 2 decades and knows every action and every counter action. Rob's not always going to be in the right spots, but if he can add a little bit of strength, if he can get a little bit smarter with his positioning and get even better in the passing lanes, that might be enough for the Wolves to play him simply because of what he gives them offensively. And from an NBA fan just in general, all of us should want to see Rob Dillingham on the floor, because he is going to do some insane things if he gets the minutes. You know who else is going to do some insane things like he does every single year? Anthony Edwards. I talked about him in this video, which you can watch here. Either way, subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Have a great day.